maybe this is another fake out and maybe this isn't actually the end, but right now I've been with them for a couple days, and one of my assignments, technically both of my assignments, or no, 2 out of 3 of the assignments they've given me weren't even about fighting the companions themselves. Because we killed a random werewolf just out in the wild. We did kill a member of the companions, got the fragment of Uthred, and then I fought some Forsworn before I went back to the fort and all hell broke loose. But this really doesn't have much, or this hasn't had much about actually fighting the companions, realistically. We killed Skewer and no one's mentioned it at all!
No sign of movement yet. Looks like the coin of yours came through.
Good. It just about cleared out my coffers. Amazing, isn't it? What a bit of coin can achieve.
Nice armor.
I need you all focused and ready to go. We're about to walk into the heart of the beast's control, and we don't need any more surprises.
Let them come, I say. I would welcome the opportunity to burn the flesh off of their disgusting, twisted body.
I won't lie. Our odds of coming back out those gates aren't good. But we owe to Krev, Doran, and everyone who's fallen to these monsters.
Let's do this.
Good luck, everyone. I hope Ifri guides you. And if I don't get the chance to say it again, it's been an honor working alongside you all.
Kill the companions. The guards don't mind. The guards are just like, yeah, just another day, huh? Oh. Wait. Did we just change the time? Like, did the quest just change the time? I guess so. I guess it did.
All of the houses look the same. Too easy to be used as cover, I think.
Those miserable dogs have no idea what's about to hit them.
Yeah, everyone was supposed to be off the
If
street.
the city guard's not about, we may as well be stepping into oblivion itself.
I thought you were all supposed to be
I
off
never
the street.
did like this place.
You never liked Whiterun? What's wrong with you? It's one of my favorite cities.
I have awaited this day for a long, long time.
Wait, is there a note on the door?
I breathe now in royalty.
Should I read the note?
Eyes
Keep
open.
your eyes open.
If the
We'll
city
most
guard's
certainly
not
be in
about,
watch.
we may as well be stepping into oblivion itself.
Let me read the note. And Jorland, get out of here. I know who you are. Find me in the Underforge. I'll be waiting. But I don't know what the Underforge is, because I haven't
Trouble?
gotten to that yet. Whoever has the key is waiting for me in the Underforge.
Typical. All their talk of honor and glory, but they have to play these little games like the cowards they are.
This doesn't feel
Do you
very
need one of us to accompany you?
cowardly. No, they're asking for like a one-on-one fight, right? Stay here. We shouldn't risk splitting up further.
Good call. You're almost certainly walking into a trap, so keep an eye out. If you need us, we'll be waiting here.
Oh, okay, went right in. Hello? Oh, there you are. Oh, it's Farkas! And he's... Okay, for a second I was worried that he was immune, that he just couldn't be hurt, but no, it just, obviously in werewolf form, a little stronger. I'm sorry, Farkas, I'm sorry. And here's the thing, I do recognize that there is the limitation of, you know, they couldn't make use of his voice because, well, or they couldn't have new lines for him because it just wouldn't match. I did say that I wanted to fight a werewolf. I said I wanted to fight them in werewolf form, so see, there you go. Circle key. Oh, we're going further in, are we? Wait, to Skyrim? Is this leading the wrong way? Yeah, it's supposed to... It was supposed to lead me back into the city. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, at least? Yeah, it was. Okay. Oh, but I can't actually go back through there. Alright, well, that's just Skyrim, that's just the way that Skyrim handles map markers at times. Ignore me. I'll run back. Sorry that it took so long. Sorry I got a little sidetracked.
I never did like this place.
Any luck? Good. Let's get in there. The rest of you, prepare yourselves. It's about to get bloody.
Oh, it wasn't even locked. It just said open.
Never should have come here.
Oh, God. Oh, here we go. Oh, and surprisingly, Ayla isn't even in her werewolf form. We also have a couple generic companions. Like, they added a couple new werewolves as well.
If I have to.
Well, it's funny then, because I was saying, oh, you know, they didn't want to add random generic named companions for the attack on Gallows Rock, but they are now. They're also making more members of the Circle then. I'm sorry, Aethys, and I'm sorry, Vilcus, I'm sorry. Well, you're gonna be with Farkas. You'll be in... Oh, you won't be in Sovngarde with him, no. No, you won't. Oh god, I really shouldn't be in the corner like this. I really shouldn't. Where's the rest of my team? Where's the rest of my... Wait.
Going to enjoy killing you.
Did they literally all just die? They're all dead. They weren't marked as protected or essential or anything. I just have to fight everyone on my own now? I'm sorry, Ayla, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rhea.
Now you'll pay. No.
I feel bad for the non-circle members of the companions. I feel like it's not entirely fair to them, you know? Because they don't know about the circle. They don't know what's really going on. They're not a part of this. I don't know if I would necessarily say that they're innocent, but I feel like they should have been given another chance. Oh, and nope, okay. Oh, I got finished off there.
You think I'm afraid of you?
You think you can take
You
me?
think you stand a chance?
I know they said this is recommended for levels 10 to 15. I feel like you had to break this fight a lot more. I feel like you needed to stagger some of these enemies a lot more. Maybe we fight, you know, Vilcus and Ayla and Rhea in this, you know, main hall, and then the rest down below, like in the living quarters. Also, I should have just had my... I was gonna say companions. I should have had my Silver Hand named members with me. The only enemies I have left are just the 3 generic werewolf companion enemies. So, Ayla dead, Vilcus dead, Athos dead, Rhea dead. I think the only person left would be Kodlak, and I assume he's just downstairs somewhere. And we're done. Well, you know, fine Kodlak, but we're done for up here. I think that's everyone. I really wish any of my people were alive, that they were scripted to survive this, that they had been given, you know, protective powers. Oh! That's who I was missing. Cruelbore, you're still here. Okay.
Greetings, outsider. How goes the hunting?
All your kin are dead.
I know what you've been up to. Your hearts are full of grief, and my own weeps, but you have taken more lives than honor demanded.
Who are you to speak of honor? You sit here, little more than a tired old man.
Have you heard the story of how we came to be werewolves?
I don't care. I would like to hear it right now.
The companions are nearly 5,000 years old. This matter of beast blood has only troubled us for a few hundred.
Whatever your excuse, it will not change everything you've done.
Some nights I dream about the mists of Sovngarde, but you don't need to share the worries of an old warrior.
Stand and die with whatever dignity you have left.
Let's not waste too much time talking when there is glory to be had. Your own fate will be your own choice, just as always.
Oh god, what if Krulbor just murders him immediately?
Fall, damn you!
Yeah, Krulbor's got this. Krulbor is gonna get vengeance for all of them. I'll let him do it.
Go to their coven. Strike them down.
Wait. Oh, they're gonna give me his journal. They're gonna have me continue along then, I think. I think so. Started something wicked. Speak with Krulbor, although he doesn't really talk. Looks at you silently for the first time. You notice how still... Oh, alright. There's something I need to do. I may not return. Straightens up and looks you directly in the eye. We don't know each other well, but I wanted to say it's been an honor. Reaches forward and with his massive hand takes yours and shakes it firmly. Final gesture... Alright. This will be the end of the Silver Hand, and that may be for the best. Looks for something, nodding. Alright. If you wouldn't mind, please see to their burials. I'll head for the coven.
Thank you, friend.
Aww. They made it sound like he physically couldn't talk. Sorry, I was just a little thrown off with all of the events, with everything that happened, so I just want to look at his journal again. I just want to take a quick look at this. Yeah, because this isn't the vanilla journal, this is a different version. This is made for the mod. As the Silver Hand continues, assistance in the matter of the witches of Glenmoril. It would appear that our path to the cure is not without some poetic justice for the tricksters who first cursed us, but the hour grows dire. Tonight there were no dreams, there was only Sovngarde. So, doesn't mention his dreams of you, doesn't mention a lot of what we saw in, you know, his original journal, so to speak. Yeah, so we're still tasked with killing the Glenmoril witches, even with the Silver Hand. When I think back to the first time I walked through those ancient doors, never did I expect events to take the turn that they did, to find myself caught up on the opposite side of this long and bloody war. Now, as I stand here at the end, one of the few still alive after everything that's happened, I suppose it's fitting that this ends where it began so long ago. The witches that first cursed our enemies and unleashed this blight upon the land. I can see that, though. I can get that as a sort of enemy of my enemy is still my enemy, you know? I don't know, it makes sense to me. Because the Glenmoril Coven could always do this to someone else, could continue to pass along the beast blood as they did to the companions to another group if they ever saw fit. Granted, I'm not sure if there would be anything after this, because they didn't really go into, you know, Ysgramor's tomb. They didn't talk about Wuthrad and everything. There wouldn't be anyone to put the pieces of Wuthrad back together, because I think we have a couple and the companions at a couple, and yeah, we're just gonna see. It's also funny because even though we joined the Silver Hand, the mod kind of downplays their size. Because the Silver Hand in the base game has more locations than just Gallows Rock. Like, they have multiple forts. They have one in the Rift, they have one further towards Dawnstar, so it's kind of funny that there's now significantly less of them now that we can join them. Also, just in the interest of time, this is largely just gonna be the regular, oh, kill the Glenmoril witches, so give me a second, let me just kill all of them, and then we'll see what happens next. Because unlike the vanilla version of this, you only had to kill one of them to get their heads. In this, they are saying, hey, you gotta kill all of them. Can I take their heads, or is that not a thing? It is still a thing. Okay. Well, that's probably more so just that they're scripted to. That just by default, they have that in their inventory. That's in their kind of like NPC package, and they didn't want to mess with that necessarily. And that is the last Glenmoril, which burned the Coven to the ground. You know what? Don't mind if I do. I kinda wish that had been an option the first time around with the companions. They just, you know, burn the place down. They deserve it, frankly. They really, really do. Imagine I just burn it down with me inside. Can you imagine? Something wicked completed. Well, I don't know where that leads. Well, I think that leaves us at the end then. Okay, if you go inside, yeah, you can't go back in. Don't do that. That
nip in the air.
might be it then, because we already told Krillbor that we had one thing to do, but then we were done, that this was the end of
You tried mercenary work?
the Silver Hand.
Might suit you.
I'm gonna see if I can go in. No, I can't go in Jorrvaskr at all. I almost kind of wish there was a note, like by order of the Jarl, after the events of this battle, this massacre, Jorrvaskr is closed. Jorlin would still be around though, right? Jorlin would still be here because we didn't kill him at all. I'm gonna wait a couple hours. Okay, good.
Got a lot of steel to shape.
Well, at least he doesn't seem to have an issue with us. Granted, no, he wasn't a companion, but still, he works the Skyforge. He goes, you know, hand in hand with them. Let me go back to Gallows Rock. That's the only other thing I can think of. But given that the quest just kind of ended as is, I'm not so sure. Oh. Huh. I'm not even allowed back into Gallows Rock, and, well, there's still people here. There's still generic Silver Hand members here. But yeah, I'm just completely cut off. I've just been cut out of my own little crew. Damn. This was ultimately a lot shorter than I expected. I feel like there was a decent start, some good build-up, and then, before you know it, the mod just kinda ends. I think there's some really good ideas here, and some of the characters were really interesting. I would've loved to get some more time with them, as it felt like we were trying to build up more rapport and have more of a relationship with the named members of the Silver Hand, before they were just about all killed off. It might take me a second to get all of my ideas out here, and go over how I think this could have been improved upon. I think the mod could have started a bit later on in the companion story. Maybe have us travel with Farkas to retrieve that first piece of Wuthrad, in which we encounter the Silver Hand for the first time and learn about the Circle. Maybe have it so that we're then contacted by the Silver Hand after this, and with that invitation from them remaining open until we're given the chance to join the Circle ourselves. The actual questline with the Silver Hand was much shorter than I thought it would be. We really only have a couple of assignments with them in the end. While I came to really like characters like Krev and Doran, our time with them was still very limited. Krev alludes to the fact that he has more of a history with the companions and even with Kodlak, but it's never explored or fleshed out because he dies so quickly. Doran was one of the more welcoming members to us, but our primary quest with him was finding a stray dog that he adopts, which then disappears after his death and can't be used as a follower anyway. even with the other members of the Silverhand, their deaths don't come across as a big tragic moment because we didn't really know them all that well. And they all just died very quickly in the assault on Jorrvaskr anyway. And when all is said and done, we can't go back to Gallows Rock, and Jorrvaskr is locked off for good. We get no quest rewards, no faction that we can do Radiant quests for at the end. Nothing. The mod both makes the Silverhand a smaller force than they were originally, while also making the Circle bigger than it was. In the base game, the Silverhand has several forts, and they have a good amount of members. In the mod, they're reduced to just Gallows Rock, and I think it would have been better had we split up some of these named characters across the other locations. The story easily could have been longer had we done some assignments for each of the Silverhand strongholds. We could have stolen more pieces of Wuthrad to have it reforged as a new weapon. We could have taken on individual members of the Circle, rather than fighting them all at once in that final battle. And balancing wise, that final battle was a little odd. They threw us up against just about all of the remaining companions in a fairly small space. And for good measure, they threw in 3 generic werewolf enemies, just for the hell of it. It would have made a lot more sense had we fought Vilkas and Ayla in their human forms, only for them to transform into their werewolf forms once they were at low health. I wish the fight had just been spaced out a bit more. Maybe have some of the companions waiting outside Jorrvaskr. That way we aren't trying to fight everyone in a small space. Or have some of them in the living quarters, acting as a last line of defense for Kodlak. There's just a lot of ways in which that fight could have been done better. I know there were some inherent limitations due to the fact that the author wasn't revoicing the vanilla companions, so they had to find a way to tell a story without having new interactions with Ayla, Skjor, and so on. The use of Kodlak's vanilla lines, splicing them so that we had one last conversation with him, was a nice touch, and I'm really glad that we did have that interaction with him before his death. But even going after the Glenmoril Coven afterwards feels a bit odd, and thematically it didn't feel like the best way to end the questline altogether. I do like that this gave us another way to view the companions and the Circle, and frankly, I'm someone that never really liked how the Circle viewed themselves as better than the rest of the companions anyway. But I almost feel like we could have been better off had this story been about wiping out the old guard, the ones who have continued to use the beast blood, and try to bring the companions back to what they once were. Like I said, there's some good ideas here, some fun characters, and even some good detail in regards to Elder Scrolls lore. But I would have liked to see a lot more, and have a much more fleshed out faction in the end. But that's gonna be all for today. As always, thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, check out the Patreon or the YouTube memberships, both of which get access to my official Discord server, as well as early access to most new videos. And if you'd like to watch me play something other than Skyrim, make sure to check out the streams at twitch.tv/0periodproductions. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.